Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something that affects pretty much everyone. Blood sugar spikes. You know, those energy highs and then the big crashes.
Exactly. They can really mess with your day.
Yeah, leaving you feeling totally drained. So our mission today is to pull out the best, scientifically solid ways to keep things more stable, better energy, feeling good.
That's the goal.
And we've looked at the research, boiled it down to 5 key things that seem to consistently work. Simple shifts, really.
Okay, 5 key strategies. Let's jump in. What's number 1?
So the first one is actually pretty interesting, prioritizing fiber.
Hmm.
Specifically, the idea of eating your vegetables first.
Veggie first. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds, well, simple, but does it actually do much?
It does, yeah. It's about how you sequence your nutrients. When you start with those fiber-rich veggies, the fiber, especially the water-soluble kind, it forms this kind of gel.
A gel, like in your stomach.
In your intestines, yeah.
Yeah.
And this gel basically acts like a barrier, slowing down how quickly the sugars from, say, the carbs you eat next get absorbed into your bloodstream. Huh. So it's not just what you eat, but when you eat it within the meal. Is there solid proof for that?
Oh, absolutely. There was a study, I think it was Osaka University back in 2014. They found people who ate vegetables before white rice had much lower blood sugar spikes compared to eating the rice first.
Wow, okay, so just changing the order. That's a powerful takeaway. Right, what's strategy number 2?
This one builds on that slowing down idea. Don't eat sugary things alone. Aim for balanced meals.
Balanced meals, so pairing carbs with other things.
Exactly. If you just have like candy or a sugary drink on its own, that sugar hits your system super fast. But if you eat carbs along with protein and some healthy fat,
It slows the whole process down.
yeah, the protein and fat slow down gastric emptying. That's how fast food leaves your stomach and goes into the intestines. So the sugar release is much more gradual, much gentler.
Makes sense. The American Diabetes Association recommends that too, right? For managing blood sugar?
They do. It's a cornerstone of blood sugar control, that mixed nutrient intake.
Okay, so veggies first, balance the meal.
Yeah.
Point 3 involves moving a bit.
Yes, light exercise after meals, especially just, well, walking.
Why after eating specifically?
Because when you exercise, your muscles need fuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they readily pull glucose blood sugar directly from your bloodstream to use as energy.
So the muscles are like helping to clear out the extra sugar that came from the meal.
Precisely. It's a very effective mechanism. And it doesn't have to be intense. Research, like from the NIDDK back in 2013, showed that even just 20 to 30 minutes of light walking,
Just walking.
yeah, starting maybe 15 to 30 minutes after you eat, can significantly lower those post-meal blood sugar levels.
That's really encouraging. No need for a marathon, just a stroll. Okay, 4th point. This one's about the types of food, isn't it? The glycemic index.
That's right, the GI. Basically, not all carbs are created equal in terms of how quickly they raise your blood sugar.
So low GI foods are the goal here.
Yes, they get digested and absorbed more slowly. This means you get a much slower, steadier rise in blood sugar instead of a sharp spike.
Okay, can you give us some examples? Like, what should we be reaching for?
Sure. Think swaps, mostly. Brown rice instead of white, whole wheat bread over white bread. Things like buckwheat noodles or soba instead of regular pasta. Oatmeal's great. Legumes, lentils, beans, nuts too.
Right, those whole less processed options generally.
Exactly. And places like the Harvard School of Public Health have linked diets higher in these low GI foods with a lower risk of type 2 diabetes over the long run.
So making smarter carb choices matters. Okay, brings us to the final point, number 5. Don't skip breakfast. That one seems almost backwards to me sometimes.
Yeah, it can feel counterintuitive.
Mm-hmm.
But skipping breakfast can actually mess up your blood sugar control for the rest of the day. There's something called the second meal effect.
The second meal effect, what's that?
It means that eating breakfast seems to help your body handle the glucose from your next meal, like lunch, much better. It sort of primes the pump, improves your insulin sensitivity later on.
Huh. So breakfast sets the stage for better balance later.
It appears so. There was a study in the British Journal of Nutrition, also around 2014, showing lower blood sugar levels after lunch in people who had eaten breakfast compared to those who skipped it.
Interesting. So breakfast really is important for that daily rhythm. Okay, let's quickly recap the 5 strategies then.
Sounds good.
1. Eat your veggies first, that fiber trick. 2. Balance your meal's carbs with protein and fat.
3. Little light exercise, like walking, after you eat. 4. Choose lower GI carbs when you can.
And 5. Don't skip breakfast. Leverage that second meal effect.
Those are the key takeaways from the evidence we looked at. Simple but effective tools.
Definitely gives you a lot to think about. And maybe, just trying one to start.
Exactly. That's the final thought for you listening. Which one feels like the easiest first step for you? Maybe it's just focusing on that veggie-first approach for a week, or adding that post-meal walk, see how it makes you feel. Those small changes can really add up to better energy and well-being.